XRP Ripple is really hot right now. A few days ago, there was a big drop, but it's slowing going back up to where it was. Some experts think that XRP Ripple could go up to $2,000, 0 cents, or even more. Doesn't it sound crazy? And it's all because the trial between Ripple and the SEC is over. Right now, everyone in the crypto world is talking about it. You should not miss this video. Let's get right to the point without any more nonsense. Nota bene. The case between Ripple and the SEC, which is one of the most important in the history of crypto, has taken yet another turn that no one saw coming. Even with all the noise, the case is still not over. What will happen in the end depends on a quiet but important legal moment. An order from Judge Analisa Torres. Ripple and the SEC asked Judge Torres to make what is called a indicative ruling in June 2025, a step in the right direction that would let both sides finalize a planned $50 million 0 cent settlement and lift restrictions on the sales of XRP by institutions. The request itself wasn't controversial, but it was sent in under the wrong legal rule. Because of that small mistake, Judge Torres turned down the request, which shows that she is strictly following the rules. It was brought up by Edo Farina on X that Judge Torres turned down Ripple and the SEC's request for an indicative decision. The case is still going on, and neither side is getting special care. More delays are likely. This is to tell you that Judge Torres is following all the rules to the letter. It was disappointing to fail. It wasn't the deal itself that was turned down. It was a mistake in the process. The SEC and Ripple both used a federal rule that applies when a case is being appealed, but Torres made it clear that they should have used Rule 60, which is the right rule to use when trying to change a final ruling. Within days, both sides fixed their filing and sent the move again on June 12th. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit was also told, and it decided to put the SEC's appeal on hold or in abeyance until August 15th. This would give Judge Torres time to decide what to do. A lot of false information has spread because of this legal limbo. Some former agents said that the SEC had given up on its case completely. But well-known Australian lawyer Bill Morgan quickly put those rumors to rest. He said that the case is still going on and has been put on hold. A positive indicative ruling from Judge Torres is needed for the settlement deal between the SEC and Ripple to go into effect. This will end the appeal. It's clear what he means. Even though the deal is written and everyone is on the same page, nothing can happen until the judge says it's okay. This so-called indicative ruling would tell the appellate court that Torres is willing to change her earlier decision. The case can only be sent back to her court after that, so the settlement can be settled and the appeal can be officially thrown out. If she says no, the whole petition process starts over. Once more, there are briefs, fights, and delays. In a blunt tweet, Good Morning Crypto summed up the doubt. The SEC vs Ripple joint motion for an indicative decision was turned down by Judge Torres. The case isn't over yet. And it really isn't. Since 2020, the legal drama has been very frustrating for people who own XRP, people who work in the crypto community, and people who watch the law. Things are still very important, and not just for Ripple. They are also very important for the future of crypto regulation in the US. When Torres said in 2023 that XRP wasn't a security when it was sold to the public, it was already a landmark move. But until the problems with the limits on sales to institutions are fixed, Ripple will be watched closely by regulators. At this point, everyone is waiting and watching. Until August 15, the case will be put on hold. This gives Judge Torres time to decide what to do. The settlement could be finalized in a few weeks if she gives the indicative ruling. If she says she didn't do it, Ripple and the SEC will go back to court, and the fight will last for another year. XRP community leader Zach Rector just wrote about the acceptance of an XRP case settlement, which shows how many people feel cautiously optimistic. It's easy to understand the feeling. Now more than ever, the case is almost over, but it's still not over. All of it could change with one decision from Judge Torres. The finish line is still just out of reach until then. Isn't it interesting? But now things get crazy. As the court case moves closer to a conclusion, experts are quietly expecting something very big for XRP. I'm talking about a price breakout that might be worse than anyone thought it would be. I'm sure you're not ready for what's going to happen. So Levi wrote a short but strong tweet about how he felt. XRP is going to get hit by a big thing. It's there for me. There is a lot of excitement going around on crypto Twitter right now. Steph responded and was sure that XRP would bounce hard. It will happen soon. This isn't just hope for people who have held XRP for a long time. The XRP army. Some investors are going all out, even though $1 or $3 might sound like a good amount. Ray Fuentes threw a gun that made people look. XRP to $30, 0 cents. It got even worse with ammonia. $2,000, 0 cents for every XRP. Then there's XRP Dragon, whose bold statement that 10,000 XRP is already locked in is the kind of thing that makes people dream and argue. What then is causing these sky-high predictions? A part of it has to do with what XRP is really worth. Unlike joke coins or projects with unclear plans, XRP is made to serve a real, huge market. Payments between countries. Its infrastructure has already been tried by financial institutions, banks, and payment providers all over the world, not only about the talk, but also about how useful it is. A lot of people say that this benefit hasn't been priced in yet. A few days ago, crypto expert Zaif caused a stir with a simple but thought-provoking question. Who here really thinks that XRP will reach $100, 0 cents in 2027? People replied right away. Some people didn't believe it because they said XRP hasn't even returned to its 2018 high of almost $4, 0 cents. Some people were more optimistic and thought $100, 0 cents was just the start. One user even called that goal conservative, saying that the market still doesn't get how important XRP is to the global financial system. That could be the key. There are a lot of people who think XRP is more than just a speculative currency. They think it will be the basis for a digital economy in the future. XRP could be the plumbing of the new financial world because it could help banks, governments, and institutions make instant, cheap, and borderless transfers. In that picture, $100, 0 cents doesn't seem like a lot of money. Some people are quick to point out the big problem that nobody wants to talk about. The market cap. For XRP to reach $100, 0 cents, its value would have to be in the tens of trillions of dollars, which is more than the entire crypto market right now. Some doubters say this means the goal is impossible. Supporters of XRP, on the other hand, remind us that old-fashioned measures don't always work in this new digital market. One member of the community said that this isn't about comparing XRP to stocks. The new asset class plays a big part around the world. The XRP group isn't giving up, that much is clear. One thing is certain, there is no such thing as a 10, 100, or even $10,000 0 cent XRP. This is more than just a coin with a strong following. There's a movement going on that's driven by belief, a use case, and years of hanging on through doubt. We also can't forget about Ripple's growing network of relationships. As you read this, this company is quietly joining the world's banking system, one bank at a time and country by country. This isn't just positive, it's like a takeover going very slowly. Stay put, because what comes next could change the way you always think about XRP.